Sienna Bose. Welcome to my channel, Learning Builds Life. Today we are going to talk about interactions in biological systems. And this is one of our themes in biology. So let's begin. As I said when we discussed about the biological hierarchy, all the scales have some kind of biological interaction in between them. It can be molecular or to ecosystems, but all of these molecular interactions and ecosystem also has interactions. First, let us see molecular interactions. Molecular interactions. And to understand this, we have to know about feedback regulation. Feedback regulation. In this type of feedback regulation, the product or the output of any process regulates that specific process. Let us see how. There are two types of feedback regulations. One is negative feedback. Negative feedback. To understand negative feedback, let's take one example. When we eat a delicious meal filled with carbohydrates, our blood glucose level increases. Blood glucose level increases. The glucose levels increase. At that moment, the pancreas are instructed to produce a hormone called insulin. When insulin is produced, it reduces the blood glucose level is reduced by insulin. When insulin reduces blood glucose level, then insulin itself eliminates the stimulus of producing insulin, which means it is making the stimulus negative. The stimulus is production of insulin, but insulin itself, after reducing blood glucose level, has stopped or merely reduced the stimulus to be responded, means for being produced. This is an example of negative feedback. Moving on to our next type of feedback regulation. Moving on to our next type of feedback regulation, which is positive feedback. Positive feedback. In positive feedback, let's take an example of blood clotting. Let's say we get injured and blood starts flowing out. Then what helps us to keep that blood from flowing out? Blood clotting. Blood clotting. And in blood clotting, the stimulus is to produce certain substances in the blood called platelets and other types of clotting factors to make that clot, mainly platelets. These platelets produce molecules which attract more platelets, which means over here in the process, our product is the platelets, and platelets itself are regulating the process and increasing the production. That means attraction of platelets in this case. That means it is being positive. It's giving a positive feedback for the platelets, which increases number of platelets coming to form that clot. Moving on to our next topic to talk about in interactions, which is interactions in the ecosystem. Moving on to interactions in ecosystems. Ecosystems. For example, let's take plants. What do plants do? They take in CO2, which is carbon dioxide, and produce O2. And this O2 is used by other organisms for respiration. Other than that, plants also absorb light energy from the sun to perform a process called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. And in photosynthesis, whatever products are produced are consumed by organisms, and these organisms waste products, regenerate the minerals in the soil. Minerals in the soil which were taken up earlier by the plants. These organisms' waste products help in the restoration of minerals. Also, decomposers like bacteria and fungi consume these waste products and again do the same thing, which is restoration of minerals in the soil. Now, even humans interact with the environment, but our interactions have led to many consequences. Like for the last 150 years, we have been burning fossil fuels. And this burning of fossil fuels have led to immense productions of CO2, which then trap heat from the sun, heating up Earth's surface and leading to an increase in temperature called global warming. Global warming. Since the year 1900, Earth's temperature has been estimated to increase by 1 degree Celsius. Now, you might be thinking that, 1 degree Celsius is quite a low value. But no, 1 degree Celsius also creates a difference. And it is anticipated that by the end of this century, Earth's temperature may increase by around 3 degrees Celsius. And this increase in temperature leads to something called climate change. Climate change. Climate change disrupts the pattern of wind and precipitation, leading to frequent floods and droughts. And many organisms have also lost their habitat due to climate change, and those organisms may go into an endangered state since they have either limited places to shift or they are not fast enough to migrate. For example, polar bears. Polar bears are now facing shortage of food because of the decreasing area of ice where actually polar bears were able to hunt. Now, due to a reduced amount of ice, again because of the increase in temperature and climate change, ice is melting, so polar bears are not able to hunt much. And due to a shortage of food, they may go into an endangered state due to shortage of food. Like for example, this species of lizard has gone endangered again due to the same cause, which is climate change. Now you may take a look at the board and see how interactions in the ecosystem occur. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and please like, share, and subscribe my channel, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.